All right, we're back. We're gonna get ready to do some more electrical work in the house today. We definitely need to get through more electrical boxes, and we're gonna try to start getting those light boxes in as well. Any of the lights that are going in the ceiling or into the walls for wall sconce lights. So we were really hoping that this would be something that would take us like 2 weeks to get to the rough-in electrical. And we thought that 2 weeks was a really overestimating reaching goal, and we're quickly realizing that it was not enough time. So we're going into our second week right now. We're hoping that by the end of this week, we are feeling super confident that the end of next week, we will be ready for that rough-in inspection. So here we go. All right, I have the 3 outlets in the loft bedroom all cut in, so we'll be able to wire those. I'm gonna do a quick double check of any other outlets I need to add up in the loft area. I think there are 2 on this side of the wall. Well, 1 on this side of the wall, 1 on the other side that I need to add in. And then quickly look at this area that we're turning into more of an office space that we decided not to close in our loft on. So I'm gonna check on those 2 things, but otherwise I think the loft is done and ready to be wired. And then I'm gonna move on to our lights. Okay, change of plans. I was about ready to start checking on everything here and started chatting with Ryan and realized that we're both really confused on changes that we've made. We've kind of walked through the house a lot of times and asked friends and family too, like, what should we add during electrical? What do you wish you would have had in your house that we should add in our house now? So we did that on Friday. We kind of thought about it and we walked through the house, and I went to the hardware store and got extra boxes, and we were like, all right, we're totally ready. And then I went to check with Ryan and said, what are we adding to our bedroom? I have a triple nail-in switch and I can't figure out what it's for, or a triple outlet switch. And we were just like, I don't know. So we're going to take a moment and walk through room by room and make notes on our plans like we should have when we did this before, and just figure out what changes we're making. We have decided, we're like, this is going to slow us down, all of this, but we know that right now is the cheapest time to make any of these changes to our house and the easiest time to make any of these changes to our house. First rule of business is figuring out how high we're going to put our sconces up.
That seems low.
What did the internet tell you?
60 inches.
Yeah, that seems terribly low. I don't care for that at all.
From floor height, so maybe raise it up a little bit in the middle of the fixture. I think we're gonna go 64.
Yeah, that's what, see, and I was saying, I bet my height, 5'4". Yeah, I think that's better. I could almost feel like it go a little bit higher.
Okay, we'll do 64 center.
64 center for sconces, okay.
So I added a laundry room box here
and another one on this wall.
Okay, yeah,
So apart from our dedicated circuits.
and those are because one is gonna be for the,
One will be our hot water, instant hot water, and the other will be our ERV, which is our energy recovery device.
all right, we kind of straightened out our minds a little bit and figured out where things are going, what we're doing, and we're working on putting those lights in. We're working on putting those lights in around the various rooms. These are just the sconce lights. We are going to be adding overhead lights, which were not originally in our plans, but we just feel like that's something we want added. So that will come a little bit later. So if you're watching us and you're like, where are your overhead lights? That's where they are in the room. They're coming later. So we got one room done. We're going to move on to the second room. And then I kind of feel like we've got these back bedrooms done, but who knows? We'll check the plans and we'll see.
Can you hand me that one?
Uh-huh.
And I'm just gonna put it, I think I'm just gonna put it on the other side of this one. All right, we are going to dive into an exciting project. We are going to set up the lights, the candle lights for our kitchen area. And according to our plan, we have 3 lights on each side of the eaves. And when we were drawing our plans out, we decided to add some extra dedicated lights for the kitchen area. What we didn't consider was that because of the slope of the ceilings, those would not all be hitting our work surface area. So we had to go out and buy some additional lights. Those lights are special lights made for sloped ceilings, and they'll allow us to go straight down to our surface area. So I'm gonna get up on the scaffolding and install some of these lights and hopefully get all 4 of these in before we have to call it a day. So we're dealing with these specialty candle lights, and this function piece inside here pivots backwards so that the candle light will face straight down once it's mounted.
I think there at least.
I think lower. I think maybe there.
Okay. All right above me, Ryan is putting up the last of our specialty candle lights that will tilt to make it so they're shining right down on our 12-12 pitch ceiling. That's all we're gonna get done for today. It kind of felt like a day where nothing really happened, but it was all just this little stuff that's necessary for us to be able to keep moving forward. So that's where we'll leave you today. We'll be back tomorrow. It's time to go back.
All right, let's go, Marnie.
even know what we're doing though, so.
Oh, you don't know what we're doing yet today?
No.
Oh.
Do you? Welcome back, guys. Today we are working on the electrical for our great room, and specifically we're wiring up some of those outside GFI outlets that we need to do. So first step is going to be to take our home run from the panel, and we're going to connect it to this first outlet over here. Hi, Sarah. And then we'll connect to a couple switches, get our GFI outlet, and then start working around to the other side of the house. And we're going to put this the whole great room is going to be on a single circuit, and which means I get to go do some crawling around in the crawl space, my favorite activity. So
I'm glad you get to do it and not me.
So follow along. We're getting close to this electrical project getting done.
Are we?
Well, we're close to getting the outlets done.
Yeah.
Then we have to do the switch legs, and then we need to make up the boxes.
It's definitely a project, like a lot of the projects you've been able to be like, okay, if we get through this one, we got through the project, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very like, it's just this. And this one is definitely one that we've had to break into even smaller pieces and feel like, woo, we got that done.
I think if you tried to do it all at once, it would be too confusing.
Yeah.
So first step is get power to all the outlets, and then move on to switches.
Ryan is going to start the wire over at the box. He's working on getting that going. I'm actually going to get everything all mapped out for where the wires are going to be going from the outlet up to the switch. We do have this green foam in place, and we have to pay attention to how far we are from studs so we pass our inspection, and we have to make sure that everything is just meeting those requirements. So that is why you may see us cutting channels away. It has to be far enough away from the sheetrock, or in our case, shiplap, to pass inspection, and it also has to be far enough away from a stud, if I remember correctly. So that's my job, and Ryan's back behind me doing his job, and then Ryan gets to go under the house and start passing wires to me.
All right, just put that wire down into the crawl space, and that's going to be our home run for our outlets for the great room.
People are impressed by my mad foam cutting skills. Some of us do things very well the first try, and some of us
Are we going to run
require
into
practice. And
gonna
he's
run-
trying to talk over my funny joke. Just like that.
just like that?
Will you do mine too? Are you just gonna be passing me the wires that go to the outlet?
Yeah.
Okay, we have ourselves all prepped for Ryan to go under the house. I'll be up here catching wires and then feeding the next wire down to him. And then hopefully we'll be done with the being underneath the house portion, right? This is like the last room where you have to, oh, you might have to go under a little bit for the
No,
kitchen.
We're going to be under the house.
You're like, I'll be there still. He'll send me at some point.
We're gonna have to pull the wire through now.
Okay, keep coming. Okay. I've got my fingers on it. Okay.
Think that's gonna work?
I think it will. The wire will be like right at the edge. I think it'll work. From middle to middle, 25.5 inches. Whoa, whoa, stop! All right, I have to head back to the other side and cut it. Okay, there's, your wire is to you.
Here you go.
Okay. There you are.
How much more do you need?
Like a foot. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, stop. Is that our last one?
No.
Sweet. That got intense.
What?
All that wiring.
I was down in my cave.
I was down here, down here on our first floor. And like running all over the place.
Stepping out of the shadow caught between cowboy clouds and mist.
Okay, so we just got done wiring our great room. All of the outlets are all connected there. We ran into a few issues here and there with running into rim joists. It actually wasn't our rim joist, it was extra floor joists we put in place because we weren't sure what we were doing at that point. We were very worried about not passing our underfloor inspection, so we were just like, let's just put a joist right there, better safe than sorry. It's hard to explain without really seeing it, but what you need to know is it's done. And now we're moving on to doing our outdoor outlets. They actually already pre-drilled all the holes to our outdoor outlets and outdoor lights through our logs. But Ryan is just double checking all of that, make sure that we can connect, and we'll get those in place. Okay. Marty's like, see you later, suckers. Oh, I see it. Well, you have a little hole out here now, so you could come out here and see where it is and connect them.
Where we at?
Told myself I would always toe the line.
Let's drill the next hole.
It's not a pretty hole, but it's there. So we just realized that we need, what do we need for these top guys?
To make these weatherproof, these caps need to be sealed with a silicone compound, and we don't have that. So before we put them up on the side of the house and then have to do them in place, we're just gonna get the compound and get them all sealed
Yep.
first.
And we need one more of these boxes too, because for whatever reason we thought that we only had 4 outdoor outlets, and we turned out we had 5 in our plan. So our kids get home from school in like 2 or 3 hours, and we were like, we could just run to the hardware store now and get back here and do it, but that also feels like a waste of time. We can just loop it in with another errand we have to run. So anyway, change of plans. I think I'm gonna do a little cleanup on our work site. It's a disaster, and Ryan's gonna wire.
I'm gonna kind of prep the boxes and get everything kind of ready,
Yeah.
because right now we just have the wires pulled through and they're
Yeah.
kind of a mess.
And everything went through those Reno boxes too, so Ryan might actually be a little bit better at getting them into place and stuff. So, little change of plans. We'll get that done instead.
I can do this with all my heart.
We just got done running the wires through here, and now I'm gonna run everything up in the box, so we're ready to prep the boxes for our rough-in inspection.
Oh, I know you will. Tripped on the landfill, you shook me out my shell. Now I know you will. I fell for you. I fell for you.
All right, we're done with cleanup and getting those wires run through the boxes, and Ryan even got 2 lights into the kids' bedrooms that are going to be ceiling light fixtures. And I think that's all we're gonna get today. But really, when I look back at it, I felt like we didn't get a lot done today, but we got the whole great room outlets wired, and then got some miscellaneous work done that we just didn't want to get done, and we're prepped for our outdoor outlets, so that's awesome. Okay. You ready to go take a nap? All that building. Oh.